How's it going, everybody? It's Warren. Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder, and as we get closer and closer to the end of the year, hoping for that Spider-Man 3 teaser, we are still getting more and more news about Spider-Man 3. Now, we know that Marvel and Sony are pretty much going all out with this film. If even half of the cast that is rumored to be a part of this film ends up showing up in the movie, it will be completely insane. And today we get to throw in two more names for the rumor mill for Spider-Man 3 cameos. The one and only Tom Hardy as Venom and Jared Leto as Morbius. Now, since Spider-Man 3 is supposed to introduce the Spider-Verse, these choices make perfect sense, especially Venom. And Venom will be a great addition because if we are doing a live-action Spider-Verse, Venom wasn't in the animated Into the Spider-Verse film. In Into the Spider-Verse, we got a little taste of what a Spider-Verse would be like. And now we're getting a live-action one. And it's super exciting, but we don't want it to be exactly the same as Into the Spider-Verse. So, having Venom appear in Spider-Man 3 would be a very, very good touch. But today isn't the first time that it's been rumored that Venom and possibly Morbius could show up in the MCU. And if we take a look back, we actually kind of have proof to this already. The Morbius trailer actually connected Morbius and the SPUMC, the Sony Picture Universe of Marvel characters, to the Spider-Man Homecoming movies, therefore connecting it to the MCU as well. As I'm sure most recall, Adrian Toomes, aka Vulture, popped up in the Morbius trailer. And don't forget about that picture on the wall of Spider-Man with the word murderer over it. Now, something that's really important here that we maybe didn't know at first when watching the Morbius trailer is that this is actually the Sam Raimi Spider-Man. Now, we caught that fact at first. We realized it was the Sam Raimi suit, but we thought that maybe it was just because of some rights issues or some unknown reason, but we all actually thought that despite the suit, this is going to be Tom Holland's Spider-Man. But now that we know that Spider-Man 3 is going to be a Spider-Verse film, perhaps this is Tobey Maguire's Sam Raimi Spider-Man existing in this other universe that Morbius is in. And perhaps the Spider-Verse is going to be how the universes connect instead of just acting like they exist in the same universe. There was a rumor going around not too long ago when the Spider-Man Disney-Sony deal was finally settled. And the rumors were that Sony could put Sony characters such as Venom and Morbius in Spider-Man films in the MCU. However, they could only go into the MCU if they were only in Spider-Man films, meaning Venom or Morbius or any other character couldn't show up in any other film that wasn't a Spider-Man film. This makes it entirely possible for Morbius and Venom to appear in Spider-Man 3. And if we're going to have a bunch of villains cameoing and taking on Spider-Man in the third film, why not have Venom? And also keep in mind, this could be set up before we actually get to Spider-Man 3, which is a year from now. Morbius is releasing early 2021, and Venom 2, Let There Be Carnage, is supposed to be coming out in October. Clearly, Morbius, based off of the trailer that we saw, is going to have some sort of tie-in to Spider-Man 3. We have Adrian Toomes as Vulture actually talking to Morbius in one of the scenes. They showed Spider-Man on the wall, and they have shown the Daily Bugle in some leaked photos from the Morbius set that we have seen. So they are connecting the universes, so we may get a little glimpse of the Spider-Verse before we actually get Spider-Man 3. And then we have Venom 2, Let There Be Carnage, set to come out just a couple of months, not even before Spider-Man 3. And since Morbius exists in the same universe that Venom does, and Morbius is tying into the MCU somehow, that means Venom's universe is tying into the MCU somehow as well. So I wouldn't actually be surprised if we see a Tom Holland or Spider-Man cameo in Venom 2, only a quick one though. Perhaps at some point in time in Venom Let There Be Carnage or in the post-credit scene of the film, Eddie Brock and Venom are watching the news, the Daily Bugle, J. Jonah Jameson pops up on the screen and they see the report about Spider-Man and Peter Parker. And that would set up a very smooth way for Venom to appear in Spider-Man 3 and then hopefully go head-to-head against Spider-Man in another film later on. Because unfortunately right now, Spider-Man 3 is going to have so many characters, we probably won't get a Venom vs. Spider-Man battle, but simply a Venom cameo. So let's hope this rumor is true because I know a lot of us would really love to see Venom and Spider-Man finally interact and inside of the MCU. So be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest videos. As soon as I hear more, I'll be sure to update everybody. Don't forget to like the video and let me know how excited you are for Spider-Man 3 and the possible cameo of Venom and Morbius in the comments down below. For live updates, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.